we're in episode 4.
Yeah.
Remember that thing I told you on episode 2?
I've been thinking about it since.
I've got more info on it. I don't know how.
Maybe for context, tell people.
No, why don't you explain for context?
So James said on episode 2 that apparently there is a podcast curse where most people don't get past episode 3, which is, I'm not sure why that is.
So I did a bit more research, and I don't know how reliable the source is.
Okay.
But the stat is 90% of podcasts don't get past episode 3. Of those 10% that do, they don't get past episode 20.
So
a higher percent, the next milestone is 20.
The next milestone.
So if you get past 21 episodes on your podcast, you're in the top 1%.
Of podcasters, just in general.
That was from 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe different now.
I imagine there's a whole... Podcasting has just kind of come out of nowhere.
I mean, I remember it ages ago when you were bugging me about doing it. It's been around for a while. It's basically just radio, but not live.
I think COVID just, skyrocketed it.
I think people just like listening to people talk.
Yeah.
You know, it's all great listening to music.
And people also love the sound of their own voice.
They do, yeah. But I think, it's all great listening to music all the time. But sometimes you just want to hear people natter,
Sometimes you want a bit of knowledge.
Shit. Yeah.
A world that isn't your own.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was speaking on a stream about lyric deafness. Do you know what that is?
No.
When you listen to a song on the first time round, people who have lyric deafness listen to they couldn't tell you what any of the lyrics were after the first listen.
I'd say that's me.
Yeah, me too.
But I'd say that's me.
As somebody who writes songs every day.
Yeah.
And I haven't even thought about it up until now. I have to listen again and a few times to grasp the concept of a song. But you're listening out for the musicality of it, I guess. But
yeah, I'd say that's me even after 5 times. I mean, I can't even remember any lyrics of any song right now.
It's not even just about remembering them. It's about grasping what the context of the song is.
Okay.
But yeah, there's some songs that I'll get asked to sing on stream, and then I'm reading the lyrics as I'm singing it, thinking, I did not know this song was about that at all. Speaking of, one of my recent streams, I did a 90's theme.
Okay.
It's quite a current thing for my audience. Seem to love that kind of nostalgia hit. Oh, you guys sneeze coming?
Nah, it's okay. Oh. Nah, I thought it was coming, but it's okay. You carry on. I don't want to interrupt.
Okay.
I don't want to interrupt.
No, that would be the perfect moment to cut in an ad break.
Yeah, no, I'll hold it. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. Pressure on.
Pressure's on. What year were you born?
88.
88. So you're a 90s kid in the fact that you grew up in that era, but you're not a true 90s kid.
What do you mean I'm not true?
You
as in born in the 90s?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't born in the 90s.
But you are, in the sense that you grew up with a lot of
I grew up with the 90s things. Although, yeah, I guess, yeah.
Yeah?
Mm.
What toys do you remember having? And what are your, fondest memories of being a kid?
In the 90s?
Yeah.
Mega Drive. Played a lot of the Mega Drive. That was the big thing in the 90s. Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive. Used to play that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because I think we were Atari into Mega Drive. I can't remember when it came out. It must have been early 90s or late 80s. Yeah, played that a lot.
Sonic. Big Sonic. I mean, you got Sonic stickers for your birthday this year.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
So
I'm really happy about that.
You're a big Sonic fan.
Yeah.
You're really good at it. I did not have a Mega Drive.
Yeah, a Mega Drive. That was a big thing.
I remember having a big brick yellow Game Boy was my first kind of console.
Okay.
And then PlayStation. But I never had a GameCube, never had a Mega Drive. But I would go around to friends' houses that would have them and just get the best of all the worlds.
Yeah. I remember on the Mega Drive there was a game. It was a Sonic game. I think it was Sonic 3D. And I remember playing the game. And bear in mind, controllers then were wired, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sat there and playing, and I pulled the controller, and I accidentally pulled the console off the table.
Yeah.
And it falls on the floor.
Yeah.
And on the screen it says secret level select menu, and I'm like, what? So I'm playing around, obviously as a kid, and I realise if you punch the console when you're playing this game, you get a secret level select menu. So the game's playing, and you just hit the console, and suddenly a secret level select menu, and I could repeat it every single time. And I was so confused, but it was great, right? So I could play any level, secret level select. Anyway, years and years and years later, probably about 3 years ago, the guy that developed the game and the company is they're the ones who make all the Lego games. I can't remember the name of the company. Tale something.
Is it Telltale?
I think it's Telltale. So it was the guy who, I think he owns Telltale. He's the main guy from there. Has a YouTube channel which is really good. If you played all those retro games, he basically talks about the coding and how he made those games with the limitations of the time.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Sonic 3D. And basically, Sega had these because back then you couldn't patch a game, right? When a game went now, you can have the internet to update it. But back then, when you released a game, if there was a bug, that's it. It's been printed to. It's like printed to vinyl, right? It's gone. You can't change it. So he said that Sega had these strict rules about game testing. So when he did Sonic 3D, he wrote in this thing that if the game errors at any point, it would open a secret level select menu. So he wrote.
So the user doesn't see an error on this.
The user doesn't see an error. So if the game errored by any means, it would open up a secret level select menu. So obviously, me being a kid, I figured it out by hitting the console. All I was doing was erroring the game, which is a cartridge, and then the level select would come up. And it was only years later I found out after watching it. I was watching a video about it, and I was like, oh, that's so strange, because I discovered it. Because obviously there wasn't any internet then, right? You just discover these things as you go along.
If you gave me a PlayStation controller right now, I'm pretty certain if I close my eyes, I could redo all of the cheat codes in GTA 3.
Yeah, go on then. Tell me.
No.
Do the finger movements.
It would be like a muscle memory thing. So like.
Try and say it out.
God,
you know
okay.
what it is.
L1, L2, L1, R1, L2, R2, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left. I think it's something like that. That kind of motion. But I remember being so quick at it, you just used to be like, blah, 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 and it was
was that like what
infinite money in the game and that
okay,
kind of thing. Like, or like you could spawn police and things like that. But getting like magazines as a kid, like the game, I can't remember what they would have been called, like the PC Gamer magazines, and like finding all the cheat codes in there was such a
I think that time was great around that, because people would discover this stuff. You'd have to get out of a magazine or just off your friends who would like figure things out.
Yeah.
It was like playground talk more than it was like like now you just go on the internet and you find out how to play it.
Yeah.
You know, so
I remember being completely in awe of being able to play on my Game Boy Color in the back seat of the car and being able to actually see the screen brightness. Like because that was the console before, you just could, like, if you went outside,
you couldn't see.
You would be like, but yeah, I remember having Super Mario World, I guess, the very first game on the big yellow brick.
Yeah.
By the way, I've got a list of things that we can talk about later on.
Okay.
But toys and games and stuff from the 90s.
Okay.
That are worth a small fortune
I
now.
bet
If
they are.
you still, I mean, everybody knows that Pokemon cards are. I hate talking about it because it makes me feel so full of regret. That, I mean, I've still got a Pokemon card collection, but it's not the one I had when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really mind at this point because I used to mine a lot of Bitcoin in 2010 or 2012, and I sold it all in 2016. So and I also lost a lot of it. So at this point, I'm like, well, it is what it is, you know. Worth more than those Pokemon cards, that's for sure. But I had a lot of Pokemon cards as well, and every time I see my mum, I'm like, have you found them yet? They've got to be somewhere at home. So I think they probably got thrown away years ago.
We used to have a PlayStation, I guess the very first edition of the PlayStation, and we used to get like chipped games, so we didn't have to go out and buy them. But I remember my uncle putting like a spring from a pen, opening the lid of the PlayStation, and then I guess the spring would hold down this button that simulated the lid being closed.
Yeah.
And it would just run any game you wanted, kind of thing. But our cat, at the time, because the lid's open, right? Cat was just having a field day with the demo disc. Like,
just hitting it.
Yeah.
So good.
So speaking of like error screens and stuff like that, it would just like flip the disc out.
That's good. That's very good.
I remember having all the demo discs from the magazines, like playing like Parappa the Rapper. And Micro Machines.
Wait, was this 90s? When was PlayStation? 95?
I guess maybe that's more noughties actually, but
I don't know. When did PlayStation? The first PlayStation was probably 95. And I would imagine PlayStation 2 was probably 98, 99.
Yeah.
And the Game Boy would have been what, 97? I don't know. I'm so out of the loop on it.
Yeah.
or first Game Boy Color would have been around that because
Yeah.
yeah.
I had like the Pokemon pinball. It was like the game, but the cartridge had like I guess it was like a shaker. It was a vibration thing.
Oh, okay.
And it was massive. And then you used to have like little printers as well.
Yeah, I remember the printers.
I don't know what game it was for, but
I know that a lot of the cartridges
Nintendogs or something like that. Like
print your dog out.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the cartridges, they have a battery that dies after like 20 years. So all those old Game Boys,
Yeah.
like after X amount of years, it's gone.
You know, we've been saying that we're going to Japan for honeymoon.
Yeah.
There are stores that you can kind of go in because it keeps popping up on my TikTok and on my Instagram.
Yeah.
There are stores that you can go into where you can build your own Game Boy, like from old school parts. They basically have
just bits.
Yeah, but the whole idea of the experience is they teach you how to build it.
Okay.
So you go in, you build it, you buy it, and then it's yours, kind of thing. And I'm like, that is absolutely something I want to do.
I feel like it's going to be a very expensive honeymoon.
Maybe actually, yeah. But yeah, I had the Pokemon pinball, had a Simpsons Halloween game that I remember. It would have been like a treehouse of horror thing. I remember having that, and maybe like a fishing game, like bass fishing or something.
Oh yeah. Sega Bass. Yeah.
Yeah. And like playing that in the playground, and like
I had a PC during that time, so I was more. I mean, I had a Mega Drive, but I had PC games. So I remember having a game, and this is probably no one has ever played this. It was a Simpsons cartoon maker. So it was like you get a load of characters and animations and sounds, and it was like making a movie, and it was like a movie timeline, and you could drag in characters and you could give them animations and make a scene. And I remember pretty vividly spending a lot of time making Simpsons episodes on my PC at home. I mean, it's probably, I don't even know when it would have been. I imagine it around that time.
Oh my God.
But it was like called Simpsons Cartoon Maker. I vividly remember that, making Simpsons cartoons. They're probably awful.
I would have loved that. I remember a friend of mine having, I don't think I had a PC at the time, but she had a PC and she had Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the game.
Yeah, well, I sorted it for you.
I know.
Not long ago.
And I was, for some reason, it popped up into my memory like, a year ago, and I asked you to download the, what's it?
The ROM.
The ROM for it. And it did not work, but it worked for about 2 scenes, and then it was like, oh, it did not want to work for me. But yeah, stuff like that. I mean, I didn't have a PC until a lot later on, but when I did, one of the first PC games I played was, would it have been? It might have been Command and Conquer Red Alert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we had that on PC and PlayStation. I can't remember, but I remember and Age of Empires 2
what
was game? And still is probably one of my most played games of all time. On my, you know how it shows you like how many hours you popped up on a game,
and that's now like
yeah. So,
I vividly remember Age of Empires. I used to play Age of Empires 1 and 2.
And you took me to Paris earlier on this year, and we went into the Louvre Museum. We got really lucky that week because the next day they completely closed it because I think it was because of protests or
it was a strike.
Strikes. It was strikes. Apparently, it's quite common for the workers in the Louvre to strike. But we walk in and there's like this massive advertisement for like Age of Empires, like the exhibition. And we're like,
we got to go. Of
all the times for us to walk into the Louvre, like one of our favourite games, they have an exhibition on
and no one there knew where it was.
No one knew what was. None of the staff were like, "What's Age of Empires?" And we were like trying to point to the massive advertisement. But it was an exhibition around, I suppose, one of the eras that the game covers, and then they did a campaign where you could actually play through the story of the exhibition, which we played in quite a short playthrough. But Age of Empires was a first PC game for me, and still is. Yeah, one of my favourites.
Roller Coaster Tycoon, SimCity.
Yeah,
those were the kind of games I remember vividly. SimCity and Roller Coaster Tycoon. what, Doom? I would have been that era.
I
as
never
well.
played Doom,
Didn't you?
but Doom is widely regarded as one of the craziest games to have ever been developed because of how
I think it's very efficient.
how
I think
efficient the
it's very
coding
efficient.
is, right?
Yeah.
And with that, I guess what the file size of the game's like really small.
I think it was just very efficient code. I'm not sure of the technical, but
yeah.
I think there's languages for code
Yeah.
that you can write in, but then there's also. That's because it's easy for humans to read, but then there's also
Python.
that's easy for humans to understand. But there's also code that computers can read really easy, but it's really hard for humans to read. And I think it was written in that I can't remember the name of it. It goes off my mind. But, which is basically like what computers read, basically.
Yeah.
And I think that's might have been what he did. I don't know. I know it was John Cormack who wrote it. Who's the programmer.
Okay.
Because I know that he's quite regarded as being like, if you need anything really efficient, he's your man.
Right.
Because he did Doom, but that's as far as I know.
Probably headhunted by a fair few people in.
Well, remember when we had
corporations.
the VR headset, the Vive? I think he was involved in that.
Really?
So yeah.
I remember when we
Or he was in one of the headsets. He was hired for one of the headsets.
yeah. I mean, if there's anything that any game running on a headset needs, it's
It might have
efficient
been. It
code.
might have been Facebook's one. I can't remember. But I know
Yeah.
he's in one of those. Yeah.
The very first time I experienced VR was in the Microsoft store on Fifth Avenue
Yeah.
in New York. We
Yeah.
went over there just for, I can't remember what.
We were in New York for something, and then we went in there because
We just
had
went
a few
for a
we had
little
days
mooch.
spare. Yeah.
Yeah, and we went up and for this VR experience, and it was the first HTC Vive where the demo is you're stood on that ship and there's like whales and things swimming around you. And then they also took us into the next. That was weird because they took us into the next room, and did we try Google Glass or something?
No, it was a
like that?
HoloLens.
It was a HoloLens. But then they were like, "Do you want to come and see our broadcast studio?" And we were like, "Yeah." We were there for the Shorty Awards.
We were,
And
and it
then-
was when Mixer was a thing.
Yeah.
As in Microsoft had just bought
Yes.
Mixer,
Yeah.
or they're just about to acquire it because they had a live streaming studio.
That's what it was,
That's what we went
yeah.
there for.
And so
Shorty
above the
Awards.
Microsoft
So
store,
what
they
was
had
that,
just had this
2016?
huge broadcast suite.
Yeah, 2016ish.
Something like that,
yeah.
yeah. But point being, it was the first experience of VR. It was pretty wild. Like, did you ever have, going back to like the 90s era of it all, and because I'm wearing the t-shirt, did you ever have the Namco gun?
I didn't have a Namco gun, no.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't ask for it. I don't know where it came from, whether my uncle got one or something like that. But I had a Namco gun, and I had Time Crisis, Point Blank, and I have a picture of me. I look like a complete
You have to share the picture.
Big glasses on, like just pure 90s kid, like playing. But because I had the Namco gun, I used to try and play other games.
Oh, with a
the
Namco gun. Brilliant.
I even had it was like a pop star game where you had to run the campaign of a pop star and like call the songs whatever they were and stuff. And I used to.
You played it with a Namco
I
gun?
used to sit there and play it with the Namco gun for whatever reason.
I actually recently, because I know you really like Time Crisis and Point Blank, and whenever we go to an arcade, you're like, that's what I want to play.
Yeah.
So I recently had thought, I wonder if I could get one for home. Like, can we get a gun? But because the TVs are no longer CRT and they're all plasma screens or whatever
Yeah.
they are, LCD screens, it's really hard to get tech to do it on modern devices. So the only real way to play properly is on CRT.
It's infrared, right? Or how's it work? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure of
Yeah.
the tech, but the CRT screens it works really well on, but it doesn't work on modern TVs. So
I know for a fact just how hard it is to get your hands on a CRT screen because a couple of years ago when I bought all of those old school consoles for you as a little nostalgic birthday gift one year, I was like, I want to try and find a CRT TV for you.
yeah,
And then
good
I was
luck.
like, they're how much?
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
Insane, but to get that nostalgic, like, playing style. I remember having the Nintendo 64, having I guess a CRT screen in my bedroom, and it was Christmas Day, and my mum had got me the Pikachu Nintendo 64 console, the blue one with the yellow.
Yeah.
And I remember just wanting to sit there and play Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium on Christmas Day. Like, we're going to Grandma's, come on. I'm like, do we have to?
We have to. I want to play Pokemon.
Yeah. Wild. But I guess a little bit later, MSN kind of came onto the scene. And...
Was that in the 90s, MSN?
Actually, it would have been more tipping
early,
into the 90s.
It's going to be 2000s because it's internet, you know.
Yeah, but as a 90s kid, it's just how you grew up. And grew into.
I guess as a 90s kid, you would have used MSN. I remember MSN very well. And I think now when you think
back... What was your screen name?
Oh, God, I don't know. I can't remember. I think I know yours.
What do you mean?
Do you want me to say it?
Go for it.
Was it Super Fabulous?
It was Super Fabulous.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
I think
only because your old email's linked to it. And it still says it.
I know.
Yeah, that's it.
I think it was like the name of a song or something, and I don't know.
I honestly can't.
But it was like Super Fabulous, and then followed by like a statement of how you were feeling or who you had a crush on that week. I
think when you think back to the internet in those days, and what you could do. There was no safeguards, really. Let's be honest.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, AOL chat rooms and...
You have email.
Yeah. That's really good. That's a really good impression.
Years of practice.
Yeah. You know, all of those things. You could just basically do what you want. You know, there was no guardrails, really.
Did you chat room?
Little bit, I remember.
Did you ASL?
ASL. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, those days of the internet are kind of completely gone.
Yeah.
You don't get...
a weird pocket of time.
I don't think it will ever exist again.
Well, no.
not like it was.
Yeah.
You know, now it's all very controlled by a few companies who really monetize it all. But back when it wasn't really being monetized and people... Well, it was monetized, but the individual sites weren't. As in, the internet was monetized. But...
I had a thought, right? You know how millennials love a nostalgic hit? One of the reasons why I wanted to do an episode like this.
Okay.
You know the kind of gurgle of the dial-up modem?
Okay, yeah.
You know people on YouTube make like these 24, 48-hour videos of like something to sleep to.
So what they use?
You could sleep through a dial-up modem because I want to make that video.
Yeah.
24 hours.
Can you remember it, like from start to finish?
Oh, as in the sequence?
Yeah.
I think in my head I'm like, I can
try it.
I can remember one bit.
Try it.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. That's one portion of it, I think. Why can you?
I'm trying to think now.
Was it all one sequence, all the same every single time?
It was the same.
Why did we have to hear
the intervals were the same. I don't know what the tech was, but I would assume it's some kind of handshake. As in, a handshake is like a between two pieces of technology joining. So you had your modem and your PC.
Can I come in?
You basically,
right.
I would imagine it's you sending a message, right? Maybe there were bits of it that were different, but I remember the majority of it being the same. I would imagine it's something like that. This is why it was always that noise. But it was a strange time when you couldn't be on the phone and be on the internet at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was a painful experience. I remember coming down one morning and there was just a PC, and like I was completely like there was no way I ever thought I'd walk down and there would be a PC. The worst thing about it was I couldn't use it. I had to go to school, live out my whole school day, which was the longest school day of my life. Thinking I've got my very own PC back at home, and my mum was like, "You can go on one website before you go to school." I was like, Nickelodeon.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of interesting, fun memories around.
I think the internet was very different back then. You know, early 2000s. Neopets.
Yeah.
RuneScape.
Rune, 100%.
That was probably more early 2000s, I would imagine.
Well, one of our friends plays classic RuneScape still.
You do?
You can play it on your phone now, right?
You can.
But
like it was back in the day.
It kind of broke my heart on a number of occasions, RuneScape. Just people's, you know. I mean, I think I was playing it a bit too naively.
Getting scammed?
Yeah, 100%.
I think it's
all my gold and my armour stolen from some rando.
I think it's a safe way for kids to learn a lesson.
Good point. Good point.
You can't trust anyone.
Speaking of things you can't trust, did you ever have a Furby?
I can't remember if I had a Furby, but I do remember them very...
Did your brother have one?
I don't think so. I remember being around a Furby. So maybe I had one.
Oh, okay.
But it's like And like you could move the eyes up and they kept closing. And they made weird
colour
noises.
Was it?
Oh, God.
Because they had different names and whole different personas.
I don't know. You tell me more about your Furby experience.
Okay, I got some weird stories.
Okay.
Around the Furby I had anyway.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think its name was Coco because it's burned in my mind because it used to say its name over and over again. And it was a black one. I had a sleepover. The girls were around, and I guess one of them asked me, "Do you wear fake eyelashes?" And I was like, "No." "Does your mum wear fake eyelashes?" I was like, "No." I'm like, "Why are you asking me this question?" And one of them pointed to this
Furby eyelash.
like crescent of it was just like a fake string of eyelashes, and I was like, and I turned around and I looked at the Furby, and it was like this. They had eyelashes. They had I don't know, why did they give them eyelashes? It's just like super creepy, super creepy. And yeah, it used to. You're right. The eyes used to.
I remember they used to go down, and then you could just lift them up, and then they just drop down again.
They also had its tongue was a button.
A button.
Yeah, and you put your finger in it. You put your finger in there, and I mean, I guess it made a noise. It did something. Whether it was to simulate feeding it, or I don't know what it was, but I remember the tongue had a button. And there's a guy on YouTube who made an organ. Using Furbies.
I've heard of this, but I've not seen it. Yeah. Talking of other nice things, do you remember Tamagotchis? Is that on your list? Oh, here we go.
Hold it.
Here we go. Someone's prepared.
I wouldn't say prepared.
I had a Tamagotchi, and my one memory of my Tamagotchi was I went away somewhere for the weekend, and I asked my dad to keep keep it fed. When I came back, it was dead. That's my only memory of a Tamagotchi.
Oh man.
You've got one?
I do. I have this blue Tamagotchi. It is not one of the original ones, unfortunately. I bought this last year to sample for a song of mine called, which one was it? It would have been Homesick.
Have a look.
I wrote a song.
Does it work?
I wrote a song called Homesick, and it's about feeling homesick for the nostalgic stuff. And so I sampled... I don't know how legal this
battery's
is.
Dead. Battery's dead.
The battery is dead. No, I think I took it out because it started to annoy me. But yeah, it's but they have lots of different. They had a Jurassic World one and things like that. But looking at my list of little 90s toy treasures, if you had an original Tamagotchi, if you still have an original Tamagotchi, if it's sealed.
Good luck.
Good luck. But if you have one that's sealed, guess how much you can fetch for it?
I would say original sealed Tamagotchi, $5,000.
A little bit too
high.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. £800.
A little low.
$2,000.
Too high.
Oh,
okay. 1K.
Okay. Well, 900 is pretty close.
I mean, that's not bad, right?
Yeah.
Did you have one when you were a kid? Yeah.
I remember having a Tamagotchi. And I also remember my dad buying some toys and keeping them sealed and saying, "Don't open them because they'll be worth some money." And I just opened them. And I think that might have been Star Wars. I think that might have been Star Wars toys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but that would have been 2000. I don't know when Phantom Menace came out. That would have been 2000-ish, I think. So it would have been Star Wars toys from then. And I remember my dad buying a load.
Yeah.
And saying, "Don't open them," and I just opened them. So they're probably worth a fortune now.
Yeah, probably. You know what?
Because he said don't open them because they'll be worth something. But obviously when you're a kid, you're like, and?
One of the best things about being a 90s kid were toys in cereal.
Yeah.
Because speaking of Phantom Menace,
there was a gold one, right?
There was so they were gold, Star Wars busts of all the characters.
Yes.
And then you opened it up and it had a little scroll.
Yeah, I sort of remember that.
I had all of them on my windowsill as a kid. Yeah, I had what's her name, Padme, and Jar Jar Binks, and they all kind of lived on my windowsill, and it's probably reflective of all the sugary cereal that I used to consume. You know, we were talking about Furbies. Did you know that the NSA, National Security in America, banned them from entering the building because they thought they were Chinese spies at that time? As in, they thought that they were listening and were kind of taking in all the information that they shouldn't have been.
I mean, they could have been.
I mean, maybe a few of them.
These days you could probably figure it out.
How far away are we from a fully AI powered Furby?
AI powered Furby.
probably
You
make
could do that
happen.
now.
Oh,
You could make one.
man.
You could definitely make an AI.
I mean, we're gonna cover AI in, I think, next week's episode or the following episode.
Okay.
But I really would like to steer clear of.
AI Furbies.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Never ever happening. Pokemon is obviously.
That's the big one.
It's the big one, and yeah, I didn't want to talk about it too much because it's like the obvious one. Everybody we know still collects Pokemon cards. I know I do. You do as well. You bought me.
I bought you something for your birthday didn't
Last
I?
year, yeah.
You know, I remember pretty vividly. I mean, like, I remember when you were a kid, there's a lot of fads, right?
Yeah.
And there was one I remember in the playground where you had these little plastic things and you like threw them at each other. I can't remember what they were called.
Yeah. Because you had like Pogs and Tazos, and then
You had them, and then they were like little. Some of them were clear coloured. They're basically cheap plastic tat.
But you used to throw them.
And you throw them, and you play a game of something. I can't remember what they were called, but I remember them.
I can picture them. All
Yeah,
night,
so I remember them being a thing, and I remember my nan at the time saying, "Pokemon's just another fad. It's never going to last."
Yeah.
And she could not have been more wrong.
Really? I remember being made fun of in primary school because I like Pokemon, and I remember going in with a Pokemon project that I very laboriously hand drew myself. I would have been in year 4, 5, something like that. And my teacher at the time was Sister Anne. She was like a nun, right? And
She loved that Pokemon project.
she was like, what are these demonic things that this girl is drawing in her book or whatever? But I still have it. I still have my Pokemon.
I was going to say, I think I remember
I've shown it
You've
to
shown
you.
it to me. Yeah.
But and I have this memory of her asking me what I wanted to be when I grew up, and I was really, really shy. And so my mum answered for me, and she was like, she wants to be a Pokemon master. And it's still true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Pokemon's a big one. The most a Pokemon card has gone for, I think, is somewhere close to $500,000, which was like the first edition holographic Charizard. I don't know, I think it might be the one that Logan Paul owns or has sold at this point, I think.
Yeah, I mean that it's crazy the scale, and now it's hit a new audience, so it's just going to continue.
Yeah,
you know, it's just going to continue on and on and on.
Yeah,
I just can't see it going anywhere.
I feel like Digimon. I was thinking about this the other day. Is Digimon still a thing? Is it still going? They've just released a new game. Everything on my TikTok feed at the minute is just like Digimon. The latest Digimon game is like better than Pokemon for XYZ reasons, and I'm like, and it looks great.
Sounds like a lot of influencers are getting paid.
It does sound like a lot of influencers getting paid, but I remember thinking back then, this is such a cop out of like, who are you people? How dare you copy like my favorite TV show? That's SMTV Live every Saturday morning.
I remember it.
Pokemon, the Poker Rap.
That was it.
Ant and Deck. That was it.
That was it. Just
that was
those
it.
three
Cat
things.
Dealey.
Those three things.
Yeah.
That was it.
And then Wonky Donkey as well. If you're from the UK, you know. If you're a millennial from the UK, you know SMTV Live.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you want to hear about how much some of this stuff goes?
Let's go for. Let me guess. You say what it is, and I'll guess.
Okay, so Furbies. There's a couple of different versions, but your regular original Furby, how much do you think?
Original Furby, £400.
527.
Okay. Yeah.
An original 1998 version.
I mean, who would want one now? And they're just creepy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, would you, if I got you an original Furby, would you even be happy?
I think I would try and bury it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
In the garden like that sausage.
I think it's just too weird.
Yeah. Well, they've got it. There is someone out there.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely someone who loves Furbies.
If you go into their second bedroom, the
Furby time.
The walls are just shelves, and it's just Furbies.
Eyes in the dark. You just see all the eyes.
Eyes in the dark. Yeah.
All the Furbies. Yeah.
There is apparently a bejeweled Furby out there.
Okay.
And it's gone for. There's not very many of them, but £4,800.
Well, there was also the bears around that time. What were they called? The little
Beanie Bears?
Beanie Babies.
Yeah. My cousin Abby had an entire room of them.
Yeah.
Like, you've never seen so many, right? Beanie Babies, you can sell them for like upwards of hundreds, right? But if you have Chef Rabuchan or Mystic the Unicorn, these have previously sold for $7,000
That's
for a Beanie Baby. That's wild. So
but back in the Beanie Baby day,
yeah,
it probably sold for a lot more, because the thing that drives a lot of these fads is people are buying them and selling them, right? But even when they're fads, they're being bought and sold. So I remember I had a Beanie Baby, but I remember people who were collecting them, and people were spending so much money on them, but also the rare ones, right?
Yeah.
And so it was like, I remember someone I went to school with had a big collection of them, and I remember him mentioning about an American bear. I don't know whether that's a big one or not, but that's the only memory I have of it. But I remember people were spending so much money on them, and now they're worth a couple £100. It's not like you've kept them and they've last. You know, Pokémon cards you bought them, they were fairly cheap back then, and they've moved. But you know, do you really want to hold on to a Beanie Baby for what, 20 years to sell it for a couple £100?
What do you think
when you probably paid almost that with inflation when you bought it? I don't know.
Oh no, but if you've got like a few hundred of them at home,
you just sell them. Yeah, get rid of them.
What do you think of the Laboobies? Laboobies?
Laboobies?
Laboobies.
Laboobies. I don't know what they're called.
I've
seen them. I don't know. Not my thing.
Wait, 1 second.
I don't think it's called Laboobies, Emma. I think that's something else.
Laboobos,
not Laboobies.
Yeah. What it gives me Furby vibes. The
100%.
The kind of Furby that you, I guess, like keychain to your backpack, right?
Yeah.
I
don't know. Not my thing. I mean, I'm not target demographic. Let's be honest.
Are they a kind of gacha purchase? So a gacha is like, I mean, you can explain what a gacha is to people who don't know.
Gacha is like, it's like a lottery. Well, I think it's based off some like a Japanese machine where you could win a prize, and you got a random prize in a ball.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, I want the really rare one. So you pay your money, but you get the really common one. You're like, so it's all like Pokemon.
So you go back in and you
get Pokemon. You get a pack of Pokemon cards. You might just have all the common ones. You might not get a rare.
Take my money.
You might not get a shiny. You know, like it's trying to. So you spend more money trying to find the rare ones.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, to be honest, with a lot of these fads, that is kind of it.
Do you think today's younger generation, in like 20 years' time, are still going to be mad about Laboobies?
I don't know. I don't know if they got
Laboobos.
I don't know. I've got no knowledge of them. So maybe they're so amazing that people love them for a reason. Labubu
trading cards. If they brought that out, maybe.
Maybe you got some hardcore fans.
Some other kind of little treasures that are worth a small fortune, just in case anybody listening has these on their shelves or in their attics, right?
Okay.
So Barbies, if you have a 1996 pink Splendor Barbie, guess how much it goes for?
Don't know.
£500 to £700, which isn't bad.
Okay.
If you think that Barbie had like...
Is that sealed, though?
It would be sealed.
I mean, who's going to buy one unless you're doing it to keep it in the future? You don't just buy them unless you...
Comic book guy from The Simpsons, that's the kind of
person... If you were, or you were a shop owner at the time, you had a load of old stock.
Yeah.
And you still got it, and you're like, wow, I've got all these Barbies from the 90s. I wonder what they're worth. You know, you got them in an attic somewhere.
Harry Potter First Edition, the book, the first edition, apparently only 500 copies printed, so a first edition.
You're going to be talking at least a couple grand, surely.
Try 38,000.
38,000?
Yeah. I mean,
you got to be a real hardcore fan because the content's the same.
I do not understand Harry Potter.
Oh, well, I don't know. Is the first edition got some changes? Were there differences they took out later?
I think there were differences.
Like the Bible?
In the imagery. It's like the Bible, exactly.
You know, like the first edition Bible.
Edition Bible,
totally different.
Super Mario Bros. Game sealed. Previously on a website has gone for 119,000.
What Super Mario Bros. For what?
The original game
on NES.
For Game Boy.
Oh, for Game Boy.
Yeah.
So the save file's dead on it anyway. The battery will be dead.
Sorry, a sealed copy of Super Mario Bros. 3 went for 119,000.
Okay.
The Verge reported that an unused copy of the original game sold on a collectible site for $2 million.
2 million.
2 million.
Wow.
I
feel like...
You'd buy that. You wouldn't open it.
Well, no, I feel like...
It's wild.
I guess it's what it's for, right? As in, if you're a super collector and money isn't a problem,
yeah,
you just go, I want to play it. You could obviously just get a ROM online and play it for free, pretty quick. But it's not quite the same. ROMs don't quite work always the same. No. And Nintendo are really kicking down on it. The ROM side, they love their legals.
They've also just filed a patent that says we're the only people that can that can develop a game that has creatures and balls, right?
Ball mechanics.
Ball mechanics.
Yeah. Ball mechanics. They're the only company in the world that can do ball mechanics.
They've filed that patent, so I don't know what's going to happen to Digimon in that respect. Were they in balls?
I don't know. I don't really watch Digimon.
I'm not a Digimon person. I was, however, a huge Disney VHS person. My Auntie Mary used to buy me them, like, all the time. Had all of them, right? A sealed 101 Dalmatians VHS tape. Guess how much?
Oh.
This is pretty wild, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking 800 quid. Am I way off?
You were way off.
Okay. 28 grand.
Sealed, right? Sealed 15 grand on eBay, which is wild. Same thing for Ghostbusters factory sealed, 4,000.
Okay.
So that's sold for 4,000 on Goodwill. You wouldn't remember this probably, but Polly Pocket dolls. If you have the beauty case somewhere in your attic, that would sell for around 4,800 on
sealed,
eBay.
Though.
Sealed, yeah.
No one's got it sealed in their attic.
Wow.
Unless they're did it on purpose.
Yeah. I suppose so, yeah.
You're playing it as a kid and you batter it.
Or you've got that many toys that you forget you've got one thing and it gets stored in the attic or whatever. And then the last thing I've got is Happy Meal toys.
Okay.
Because they are something that 100%...
You can't get again.
You can't get again. They seem one of a kind. Guess how much?
For what?
For any Happy Meal toy, really.
Any? What, even ones that came out like...
90s.
Oh, from the 90s, okay.
Yeah. This surprised me.
I don't know, maybe $1,000?
Only hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
Oh.
I would have thought they were more collectible.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess.
There is a guy somewhere in Europe, and he has like a McDonald's museum, I think. And he has just every piece of memorabilia of McDonald's. I don't know whether he's gone into some locations and completely just stole some of the stuff.
Okay. And he just has a museum.
Yeah, he has a museum that you can go to. It's all McDonald's. I don't know how he's got around that legally, but yeah. But if you have any Happy Meal toys, you might be able to make a few hundred from it. But that is my list of small fortunes, just in case. Next time you're rifling through that attic this Christmas for your Christmas tree, have a little peek around, see if anything's sealed, vacuum sealed, good condition. Yeah,
that's the key though. If it's not vacuum sealed, good condition, which is the rarity, right? No one wants your used game from garbage. 20 years ago. No one wants it.
No one wants it.
They want the sealed, unopened.
Yeah, sealed and unopened. Well, that's about it for this week. We've gone over all of our talking points. The main one I've got underlined here is Furbies as Chinese spies, and we covered that, so I'm happy.
I thought that was Tamagotchis.
No, that was Furbies.
Oh, okay.
Which makes it all more
well, that makes more sense, because I think a Tamagotchi... So Furbies were banned?
Furbies were banned in the building of the NSA in America.
But Tamagotchis weren't?
Apparently not.
Oh, well, there you go.
All the employees had Tamagotchis.
Not allowed Furbies. I think Furbies just look creepy enough to know. I can picture one vividly in my mind.
Yeah.
A Furby. They have a very distinguished look.
Yeah. The trauma is real.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for listening to Kinda Wild. Emma here to tell you a huge thank you if you've been listening in to the podcast every single week. We are loving bringing these episodes to you. If we're not nattering in front of a camera and a microphone, we're doing it at home between ourselves alone anyway, so good to hear that you guys are enjoying. If you can't get enough and you want a little extra dose each week, join us over on my Patreon, where we're bringing you, starting this week, Kinda Wild After Dark, a little extra mini pod where we continue the conversation. Thanks, and tune in next week.